Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Man, please. All about my bread like some ham and cheese. The madness is among us. It's heating up. The madness is heating up. Wow. Wow. I feel like I watched an Elite Eight game last night with Michigan State and UCLA. The mighty Bruins come out on top. The game was tied with about 10 seconds left. UCLA hits a shot. Michigan State misses a shot. Hey, that's why they call it madness. People, it's heating up. A bunch of marquee key matchups last night. We will go over them all. How about St. John's? How about them? Rick Pitino in his second year over the Red Storm. 11-1 now in Big East play. They took care of Marquette. Also, Texas Tech, just to highlight them, 9-2 right now in conference play. Absolute doggies. And just because I know this line's gonna move, my man Frank, can I give out your best bet of the day early? I guarantee you it's gonna move. He said no. So hopefully it don't move in the next 30 minutes before I give it out. The kid's selfish, man. The kid is selfish. Anyway, man, I've been looking at this bracket projection for too long. Too long. Been having too much fun with it. I got some teams here who I don't think are going to make it out of the first weekend. Some big name teams who I don't think are going to make it out of the first weekend. We'll get to that after we recap Super Tuesday. Talk some marquee names, how and why I don't think they make it to the Sweet 16. When you just say it, when you just talk about it, it's like, oh, the Sweet 16. That's, yeah, the good teams are going to make it to the Sweet 16. You know how hard it is to go from 68, 72 teams to be the last 16 standing? That's why I think it's so huge to programs. It's not easy to do. Win 2 games in a row against some of the hottest and best and most desperate teams in the nation, back to back, 2 days apart. Man, I don't think y'all understand all the hotel conference room walkthroughs that go on during March. It's a blast to watch and be a part of. Man, we're going to recap last night, talk a little bit about the madness, preview tonight. I'm not going to lie to you. I got 7 of them things. I was about to say something. Got a quota of them things. Anyway, it's Captain by a hook with the red beard, presented by StareDownSports.com. Stare down greatness, baby. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live here on a fantastic Wednesday. It is Hump day. Yeah. Man. Super Bowl on the way. Not gonna lie, I gotta make my way down to New Orleans. I gotta check in with the people. I want to do like this thing, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I just got banned from TikTok because they don't allow gamblers now. I was gonna do this little content thing. I can still do it for YouTube. Just go ask the people around the festivities going down in New Orleans their favorite bets, favorite props. Just talk to some of the fans, see what's going on. But anyway, we'll see if that happens. See if I bring it to you. Let's talk last night. Super Tuesday across basketball. For those that don't understand, Super Tuesday. These young cats act like they don't understand. Some of the greatest games you'll ever watch are on a Tuesday night during the college basketball season. Wow, there's a lot of good games. It's Super Tuesday. Young cats on X talking about something. And this is only a Tuesday. Yeah, it's Super Tuesday. I know they don't market it like they used to when I was a kid, but it's super for a reason. Auburn continuing serving up them turkey dog whoopings 98-70. They blow out Oklahoma. Oklahoma looked pretty good early in the year. Now, not so much. They're projected to be a 9 seed right now. Yeah, get them the hell out of this tournament. How about that? Houston. I told y'all they wasn't going to cover that 22. I told y'all. They end up winning though by 9 over Oklahoma State. 72-63. The under also didn't hit. I said maybe take the under. But hey, who the hell am I? Houston, 72-63 win. Beautiful bounce back win after losing to Texas Tech on Saturday. Florida, rolling. You see the shoulders? Rolling. Florida taking down the house that Vanderbilt, improving to 6-3 in SEC play. Vanderbilt now 4-5 in SEC play. 86-75 win for the Gators. Purdue, the Boilermakers. Purdue 10-2 now in Big Ten play, tied for first place. Well, I guess maybe they are in first place. Michigan State's now 9-2, so guess they got one more win and the same amount of losses. Cannot wait to see a few matchups in the Big Ten. Michigan State, Purdue, and Michigan State, Michigan, and Purdue, Michigan. Those are the matchups I cannot wait to see. UCLA, love how they bounce back. Get to them in a second. Purdue, been on a damn roll. Braden Smith, 31.6 rebounds in the win, 90-81 over Iowa. They win and cover last night. Covered a 7 and a hook. UCLA, the mighty, mighty Bruins. This game was special. And I mean it. This felt like Elite 8 game. Not only is it weird seeing Michigan State and UCLA play, the crowd was jamming, jumping, bumping. Legends were in the building. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson. You got Izzo, Cronin. Oh, and these teams played lights out. Every possession had me hooked. UCLA comes away with the win late. Man, it wasn't pretty, but it was a nice little floater from about the free throw line off the backboard to give UCLA the 2-point advantage. Jaden Atkins comes up on the 3 to win it. Felt like they should have attacked the basket. Had 7 seconds. Izzo, Izzo does what Izzo does. I love Izzo with all my heart. He went to the young guns. Went to a lineup that I don't think he's going to close many games with. And it showed down the stretch. But hey, they were getting in it. Big man Kohler. Let me holler at you, big dog. Love you to death. We don't want you taking 2 shots with the game tied up under 30 seconds left. He missed a little baby hook, got his own rebound. Shout out to him. And then he said, I ain't kicking this out. I'm going back to work. Up. Chill sorry ass on somewhere. He traveled. He did drag the foot a little bit. But anyway, kick that ball back out to the guards, man. Once you get the offensive board. But man, great effort, great plays. What's the little kid's name? Fears? He missed some free throws down the stretch. Just a young lineup, Coach Izzo with, which I get it. Booker wasn't boxing out. Richardson, I don't know if he got concussed. He got laid out by his own teammate and ran into him. Ended up with Cooper, Kohler, Freddie Fiddler, Atkins, and Fears. Trust me, that lineup's not going to close out many games. But I love it. It gives them some experience if we do need them in March. Shout out to UCLA, though. I want to correct the broadcast, but shout out to UCLA. 6-game winning streak now. They're 8-4 in Big Ten play. Mick Cronin called them soft. They lost 3 in a row, and then they won the 6 in a row. You know how broadcasts do. They're trying to make it seem like Mick Cronin called them soft, and then they went on a winning streak. Now they lost 3 in a row after they got called soft. Okay. The Red Storm, St. John's, baby, 11-1 now in Big East play. They handled business. They looked good last night in the Garden against Marquette. Kaderi Richmond gets all the headlines. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. But let me tell you the difference maker. Forget his name. I think it was Smith. Devion Smith. This guy was pushing the pace. Watching him play made me feel like St. John's got a chance to do something in March. That's what you need. Now that I'm looking at the stats, though, he was 3 for 10, 8 points, 5 rebounds. But just the effect he had on the game, pushing the pace, doing the dang thing. Shout out to the Red Storm and St. John's. Magical, historical season. Historical season. They'll be talking about this St. John's seasons for 30 years to come. Texas Tech, speaking of great seasons, they improved to 9-2 in Big 12 play. They're now 18-4 on the season. Just beat Houston on Saturday. Bounce back and blow out Baylor. Baylor never in this game. Baylor falls to 6-5. Man, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, and Missouri. Just know I've been trying to tell you. Like I was snitching. These teams are damn good. Texas Tech 73-59 win over the Bears of Baylor. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Hoops. I don't know. Was that considered an ad? I didn't mean to. I'm just trying to paint the picture that Kentucky's fried, cooked, tenderized, swept off the floor, trash, sock lint, trash can water. I'm kidding. Kidding, people. But damn. I've been telling you about Ole Miss, though. Ole Miss puts up 98 points on Kentucky's head. Kentucky. Their whole approach to this season was we're going to score 105 and you're not going to score over 99. Well, Ole Miss scored 98 and they only scored 80 for Lamont Butler, their best player, the engine that gets them rolling. He was not in the lineup in the game. Also missed the game against Arkansas. I give him a pass for 2 reasons. Ole Miss is good as hell. Ole Miss is great at home. And you're missing your best player. Now, it does stink. We'll see how this sticks with me in a week or two. I said yesterday on the show, I need to see how Kentucky bounces back after losing to Arkansas. They didn't. 54-31 at halftime. You're not coming back from that. Amari Williams, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists in the loss. If Kentucky doesn't start thinking about defense, yeah, they're going to be a first or second round exit, which would be heartbreaking. Lamont Butler gets to the national championship game, losing the Sweet 16, both to UConn, playing with San Diego State. Transferred to a big school thinking like, yeah. And I mean, they looked great. All of a sudden, they just falling apart like a good Kentucky brisket. 4-5 in SEC play for the Wildcats. But really, hats off to Ole Miss. Hats off to Chris Beard. This Ole Miss team would not surprise me if it ends up in the Elite Eight Final Four weekend of the tournament. Oh, Mississippi, baby. Put up 98 points. That's impressive against anybody. 54 points in the first half. Shout out to them. They got something brewing down there in Mississippi. Arizona. 10-1 now in Big 12 play. Remember, and I'm going to say it every time. Remember, we counted them out because they were sorry as hell. Non-conference rolling through the Big 12. 10-1 now in Big 12 play. They came into conference play like 6-5 or 5-6. 6-5 sounds right. And we was like, oh, Arizona's done for. Tommy Lloyd on the chopping block. Caleb Love. I don't know. They said a bunch of stuff about the kid. Arizona 85-74 win on the road against BYU, again improving to 10-1 in the Big 12. Indiana, Jamaica me crazy, man. 5-7 now in Big 10 play. They fall to Wisconsin. Wisconsin at home, 76-64 win over Indiana. Wisconsin improves to 8-4 in the Big 10. They're 18-5 on the season. Not getting enough love, I don't think, is the Badgers from Wisconsin. That program always competitive. Dayton 69-63 win over Davidson, and Drake improves to 11-2 in MVC play. 55-45 win over Murray State. Drake got their lick back. Minnesota. Let me say this real quick. The most heartbreaking thing about this college basketball season is that there's going to be 3 teams in the Big Ten and maybe other conferences. I haven't dove deep into this. The bottom 3 teams, excuse me, tried to hold a yawn in. It came out through the eyes. The bottom 3 teams in the Big Ten will not even be invited to the Big Ten tournament. No more North Carolina States. Last year, they went from the bottom of the ACC to the Final Four. Never will happen again. Minnesota's a team that can do it. I'm not saying they will if they get the chance. But if you don't have the chance, how can you? It breaks my heart. These kids play all season, and you can't even let them play in the damn conference tournament. Not the big tournament. The conference, like that gives teams hope when they're 12-11 on February 5th, when they're 4-8 in conference play. We just gotta right the ship. We just gotta get hot at the right time. We just gotta get rolling. That gets the kids doing extra push-ups, putting up extra jumpers. Now you're telling them, man, F it. Not only do y'all not get a chance, we don't give a damn about y'all. Heartbreaking stuff from the committee. If you can't put all the teams in the damn conference tournament, you got too many damn teams in the conference. Also, making teams go to damn California Making California teams go to the North makes no damn sense. I'm sick of it already. Utah State 71-67 win over Wyoming. Georgetown, they fall to Xavier. Xavier trying to keep their postseason tournament hopes alive. Georgia Tech upsetting Clemson. Clemson 10-2 now in ACC play after falling to Georgia Tech in what appears to be double or triple overtime. 3 overtimes. I knew it. I knew nobody scoring 25 points in overtime. 3 overtimes last night. Wow. Magnificent game. Georgia Tech upsetting Clemson at Clemson. Northwestern holding down home court. See, USC was rolling. They were getting hot. And then they got to fly to Northwestern. Michigan State 9-0. Then they got to fly to California. Teams just aren't used to it, bro. These kids aren't used to it. If they on the beach, don't send them to the snow. And if they in the snow, don't send them to the damn beach. Let's keep it simple. 71-70. Kansas State sneaks away with a win against Arizona State. And then Boise State in Las Vegas took care of the running Rebels of UNLV 71-62. I'm adding a segment here on the fly. Captain, by a hook, baby. Let's transition quickly. I want to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl and not about the Super Bowl. But y'all are going to get tricked because y'all going to click this thinking I'm talking about the Super Bowl. I've been giving out my bets last 2 weeks, bro. We going Chiefs on the money line. We going D-Hop over his receiving yards. And if you want some long shots, I gave out some exactos last Thursday. And also Chris Jones, MVP, 66-1. Keeping it simple. But what I want to talk about in this segment, and honest to God, maybe I'm getting too old for this. Nothing makes me madder than seeing these young gun social media journalists get to the epicenter, the top of the mountain, get into the pit, the media pit, allowed to ask questions to NFL players preparing for the Super Bowl. And these, excuse my French, assholes have the nerve to ask Kansas City Chiefs players questions about reffing. And not even mature questions about referees. I get if you want to get a sound bite. What's your opinion on the referee situation? Or what do you think about the NFL talking about getting rid of the chains? No. They are flat out being disrespectful, not only to the players, but to every single media person that's worked their way to get there. Every single fan that has to listen to that shit. They're asking Pat Mahomes who his favorite referee is. Like he's got him on payroll. Kumbaya. You think 138 different referees give a hot ham about the damn Chiefs? No. You want me to tell you what I truly think? I think when you play the Chiefs, you bring an extra, you're on edge. You gotta play perfect. You gotta be perfect. You start losing. You get a little mad. You start grabbing a little more. Start hitting a little late. The Chiefs, when you play great teams, they get you out of your head. You make mistakes. That's how they beat you. It ain't got God hot bleeping nothing to do with the referees. And I promise you, those journalists are so-called journalists, probably some 20-year-old kid that just had connections to get a damn ticket. Not the word for that. They should be not only fired, they should be drug out back. Get their bell rung. Should never be allowed to be a part of anything that has to do with the NFL again. Not only is it questioning the integrity of the game, again, it's disrespectful to the players, and I find it flat out ugly. But of course, they can hide behind the camera. We don't know who's asking these questions, which is probably best for them. Of course, they're cowards. They're not gonna put a face to the damn mischief like some Batman goblins. It pisses me off. It's taking it for granted. You know how many good journalists could ask a good question right there, and we got to hear this muck ask about some damn refs. Also, Jameis Winston. I guess it's cute. It's funny. Get the hell on somewhere, bruh. Asking players their favorite color. The world's gotten too viral momenty for me. But hey, let me sit my old ass on my porch. Shut the hell up. Captain by a hook, baby. I wasn't to try and talk some madness today. Kind of ran late on the previews and forgot I wanted to address these punks pretending to be journalists. Um, let's get into today's games. Lines are moving and grooving. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's preview some of these other games before I give out the bets again. Got 7 of them things for you tonight. Oregon. They're taking on Michigan for the first time. Dana Altman's crew. They usually start off slow and get better. Looks like they started off hot and they're getting worse. But have a huge opportunity tonight against Michigan. They're also getting a lot of points. First reaction is to take Oregon plus the 8.5. Michigan at home, though, is dangerous. I'm going to stay away from each side, but I think Oregon brings some fight to this game. I think they understand how important this game is. I don't think we see Michigan blow them out the water. I would be on Oregon plus the points, but it's hard for me to bet against Michigan at home this year. Butler, I'm talking Big East, baby. They're taking on Seton Hall tonight. Butler's minus 3.5 on the road. I do like Butler. Think there should be more like 1.5 point favorites, even maybe slight dogs. Seton Hall though has not been good, but I can't lay 3.5 for Butler. It just feels a little too big. Rhode Island. They've been breaking my heart this year. I had high hopes for Rhode Island in November. Now I just shake my head anytime I see them. The Rams of Rhode Island, they're minus 110 on the money line. Small road favorites minus 1.5, but it's even money on the minus 1.5. I still like Rhode Island to win it tonight. Minus 110 on the money line. George Mason, the battle of the Georges, taking on George Washington. Both of these teams have been feisty. George Mason has been feistier. Give me George Mason minus 3.5 if I had to bet this game on the road taking on George Washington. I like George Mason to win that thing 5 or more at least. Louisville coming off of a loss. We'll get to see how Pat Kelsey bounces back coming off of a loss and playing against a lesser opponent. Louisville minus 12 and a half. Way too big for me. But I would bet Louisville or Nathan in this game. Louisville's winning for sure. My number's 8. It's 12 and a half. So I'm staying away for that reason. But definitely think Louisville wins this thing comfortably. Cincinnati, yikes. Was trying to root for him early in the year. You can't do it. UCF, Central Florida, they've been damn good, especially at home. Central Florida minus 3.5 at home. That'll be my bet on that game or nothing. I don't usually talk parlays, but there's a few teams that's these 3.5 point favorites. If you want to put together a 3 or 4 leg, teams like Rhode Island, George Mason, Central Florida, excuse me, about to sneeze. All of those teams are around like minus 160, 170 on the money line. I'm not doing it. But if you want, that's a pretty good 3-legger right there. Probably be like 4 or 5 to 1. I don't know. Play with it. Have some fun with it. Who cares? 39 days till the election Sunday. It's crazy, huh? 39 days left of regular season. Really, it's like 30 days left of regular season college hoops. Duquesne minus 2.5 on the road taking on Richmond. What? Richmond. Duquesne minus 2.5 on the road. I do think Duquesne comes out with the win here, but I think this is going to be a 1-point game, tied up, 3 seconds left. Somebody's going to have a March Madness like moment. I'm definitely going to stay away from Duquesne and Richmond. Tulane, the Green Wave, they're taking on Texas, San Antonio. I like the Green Wave on the road here. Got a good win the other night against Tulsa. I like Tulane minus 110 on the money line, taking on Texas, San Antonio. Memphis, I haven't covered a game since Christmas. I'm joking, but it feels like it, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like it? They favored by 8, they win by 4. Favored by 20, they win by 9. Favored by 4, they win by 2. This team is probably the worst covering team that just keeps on winning. Memphis minus 17.5. Tulsa coming off of the loss to Tulane. Memphis minus 17.5. Way too many points for me. I do like Memphis, but I'm telling you, watch. They're going to win this thing by like 8 points. Memphis. Shout out to them. It's hard to talk about them because they never cover, and they play in the American League. Somehow they got a 17 next to their name, but I mean, how? I gotta wait till March to see what this team does. I do think they're gonna be a scary team. Penny Hardaway's in the zone. PJ Haggerty's the real deal, like Floyd Henderson and Lewis Hines, right? I don't know. LSU, go Tigers. They're taking on Georgia down there in Georgia. Georgia minus 8.5. This LSU team fights. They fight for their right. I think LSU is going to put up a fight tonight. LSU plus 8.5. If I had to bet it, Georgia is pretty damn good at home though. But I think LSU fights with them, brawls with them, throws some bowls. Villanova. I'm talking Big East basketball. Villanova taking on DePaul. Villanova's minus 5.5 on the road. I like that. I would lay the 5.5 with Villanova if I had to. SMU minus 5.5 on the road against the Hokies of Virginia Tech. A little big for me. Do like SMU to win this thing. My number's 3.5, 4, 4.2, around that area. 5.5 SMU. Just a tad bit too big for me to take. But I do like SMU to win it. Again, it's a good money line parlay night Although I would never advise you to money line parlay anything. Minus 275 on the money line there. Colorado. They're plus 7.5 taking on the Utes of Utah. Both of these teams have been horrendous for that reason. I'm staying the hell away. You can't do it. And then New Mexico, Mount West, they're taking on Colorado State. New Mexico is winning this game. No doubt about it. 8.5 though, stretch. It's a stretch. I like it. This might be my favorite bet that I'm not betting. New Mexico minus 8.5. I just wish it was 4.5 or 6.5. 8.5, just man. But then again, I do see New Mexico winning this thing by about 10 plus points. But I'm gonna stay away. Told you I got 7 bets, and for that reason, I'm out. North Carolina State taking on California. This is really a coin flip game. California's minus 2.5 at home. I don't know. If you probably played this game 100 times, one team wins 51, one team wins 49. No need to put any money on that. I do think there's value in this late game. Stanford taking on Wake Forest. Wake Forest has been pretty damn good this year. Pretty damn good this year. They're in the next 4 out. Need some wins. This is a good opportunity to get one against a lesser Stanford team. Stanford's favorite though. They're minus 2.5 at home, minus 140 on the money line. If you want to take a small dog plus 115, Wake Forest is a dog I like. Late, one of them 10 o'clock games. I don't know. See how you're doing. Don't chase, but make a 9-58 decision on that Wake Forest money line, baby. Without further ado, man, Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard. Got 7 bets for you. Let's walk you through them. Tennessee. I'm going to be honest, this line moved and I don't like it anymore. Tennessee, minus 8.5 taking on Missouri. I was playing the Missouri plus 9.5. It dropped to 8.5 now. Try to get Missouri at the highest number possible. They could outright win this game against Tennessee. I find that unlikely. Tennessee at home, different story than Tennessee on the road. I do fade Tennessee a lot though. Missouri plus 9.5, Missouri plus 10.5. I'm betting that without thinking about it. 8.5. I start to think about it. This is the one line that really moved while the show was going on. Missouri plus 8.5. Again, this is one of those games I'm gonna tell you how to play it. Don't take the 8.5. Wait. Do you see a 9.5? Wait. Try to get a 10.5 in some market on this game. Missouri plus 10.5. If you don't get the 10.5 or the 9.5, just stay away from this. That's my advice. Stay away from it. Try to get the best number possible. It's already juice going back to Tennessee. Yeah. I already got 9.5, but I'm sitting back and waiting. If I don't have anything on this game, I'm waiting till I can think I can get a 10.5 or a 9.5 again. Man, line's moving and grooving. West Virginia, they're on the road taking on TCU. West Virginia on the money line. It keeps going back and forth from plus 105 to plus 125. Just jump on it. Even if you get minus 105 or something, it's all damn near even money. And give me West Virginia on the money line. I think they take care of the Horned Frogs tonight in Texas. West Virginia on the money line. Sorry, I'm trying to find this game. Oh, even better. Even better. This line moved for us. Plus 8.5. We got Rutgers at home plus 8.5. Coming off of a loss to Michigan, plus 5.5 covered on that game. Give me the plus 8.5 with Rutgers at home. Like this bet a whole hell of a lot. Might be my second or third favorite bet tonight. Rutgers, they're hosting Illinois. Illinois coming off of that great win against Ohio State where they were down 11, come back and win it by 11. Rutgers plus 8.5. I think they have the talent to hang with Illinois. Give me Rutgers plus the points at home. A little home dog action in the Big Ten. Moving on to the Big East. Creighton on the road taking on Providence. Creighton, the basketball gods shined upon them against. Is that Villanova? I think it was. Anyway, Creighton minus 3.5 tonight over Providence. I think they take care of business. Think they cover this with ease. Creighton minus 3 and a hook. Back to some SEC action. We got Arkansas, baby. Arkansas. They're heating up. Let me not jinx it. They're taking on Texas. I like Arkansas to win this game outright. I'm going to take the 7.5 points, though, and not get cocky. Plus 260 on the money line. Hard not to take, but I'm just going to take the plus 7.5 and enjoy. Calipari getting this Arkansas team ready for March. Arkansas plus the 7 and a hook taking on Texas. I think Texas is ready to implode. Not explode. Implode. Blow up from the inside. I believe that's what that means. Nebraska. They're on the road taking on Washington. Nebraska. Bryce Williams, my favorite player in the league this year. Nebraska. Impressive win over Oregon. I think they take care of Washington. I was about to say Washington State. I think they take care of the Huskies of Washington in turkey dog whooping fashion. Give me Nebraska minus the 1.5 on the road. Money line's minus 140. It's moving. I got money line minus 125. I didn't care about laying the juice. 140 is a little big. I'll take the minus 1 and a hook. Over Washington. Now for the best bet of the day. And boy, do I mean the best bet of the day. I need somebody. Anybody. Hit me with the horns. Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton. You can call me Frank. Best bet of the damn day, people. Do not overthink it. Just bet it. Don't sweat it. Keep it simple. Stupid. That's the saying, right? Kiss. You got not only the best team in the nation, also one of the hottest teams in the nation. Taking on a team that don't know their kneecap from a shoulder blade. Don't know they ankle bone from an elbow. Saw them yesterday. One of them got their baby toe confused with their thumb. Syracuse, the Orangemen, about to get ran out the damn gym. Give me Duke, minus 17.5. The Blue Devils. They're going to whoop up on them tonight. It's going to be 30 early. It's going to be over before it starts. Duke, minus 17.5. That is the best bet of the damn day. Just to recap them. Missouri, plus 8.5. Taking on Tennessee. I'm telling you, Try and get 9.5, 10.5 on this game. People are going to come in betting Tennessee all day long. Get the best number you can on Missouri. West Virginia on the money line plus 105. Rutgers plus 8.5 hosting Illinois. Creighton on the road minus 3.5. Arkansas plus 7.5 taking on Texas. Nebraska minus 1.5 taking on Washington. And then my man Frank's best bet of the day. Duke minus 17.5 over Syracuse. Can't believe that number's not like 26. I get it. Well, they're coming off the big rivalry game to North Carolina. That game was over by halftime. Trust me. This Duke team's on a mission. Minus 17 on the hook against Syracuse. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. It's Captain by a Hook with the red beard, presented by StareDownSports.com. Stare down greatness. Tomorrow, we talk Super Bowl in depth. Probably give you 30, 40 minutes of Super Bowl props from me and my man, JCP. Jaden Chandler Parnell will be here with me tomorrow to wrap up the football season, the great football season that was. It's going to be some damn fun. Cannot wait to see you there. Anyway, take all of these wagers at your own risk. And please, please gamble responsibly. Dobbs.